Hi, I'm artist Nettie Kaye. Thousands of you have watched our first dog portrait painting instructional video that was taped in front of a live audience at McCall College. That portrait was painted on stretched canvas using oil paint. Today we're going to be using a completely different technique using acrylic paint on a larger 36 by 36 square canvas. It's going to be quite an undertaking, but you'll see we're going to have a lot of fun. I will be not using a brush to start with. We're going to use some really weird techniques. First off, I'm going to take this canvas and lay it down flat, pouring paint over it, and then taking this tool, which is the wrapper it came in, we're going to take the paint and smoosh it around under the plastic using maybe this old magnet from off my refrigerator as a squeegee and pushing the paint around to get a really cool effect in the end. So stay tuned and you'll see how it's done, and then you can decide whether or not you have the courage to give it a go. I'll be right back. Okay, now we're going to have some fun. I'm going to be using some various different acrylic paints right now. I've got some lime green, some kind of tealy colors, some blue, and so we're going to just start spreading these around in various patterns, and then I'm just going to see how they run together. It's going to be fun. All right, here we go. Pop the lid open, shake it out, and begin throwing the paint around. It's really, really fun. It uses up quite a bit of paint, but acrylic paint is not, whoa, see, we get some exciting splashes on top of that. That's so fun. And I'll just use a little of this. Again, we don't have to cover the whole canvas, but it just helps us get our stuff together. Woo, fun. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And if you do make something that you don't really like too much, well, you just paint over it. It's only paint. So I'm going to just dump this out, big glumps, if that's a technical word. Bouncing, bouncing, bouncing paint. Gets all over the furniture too, so watch out. I've got a lime green, or kind of a foresty, actually that's more of a, what is that? It's called Hauser Light Green. These were some paints that I inherited from a wonderful woman who had a craft store, and she passed away, and I inherited a bunch of paints, so it's very exciting. Now, the main blue color that we have is kind of a cerulean blue, and again, it's big, huge. It's a big canvas. You need a lot of paint. You need a lot of paint. The other fun thing that I've discovered is metallic. Metallic paints are really cool. This is called a chroma metallic molten metal paint, and so there's some that come in gold and copper. Main thing is to keep some of it clean, because when you mix it with other things, it loses its sparkle just a little bit. Again, I'm just putting out a boatload of paint. Boatload of paint. Woo! That's fun. All right, a little more of that blue. I really like the blue a lot. I hope I have a bunch. I'm going to add some purple to it in a minute. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Now, as I'm working through this, I will, again, I'm going to just empty this green color out. As I add more paint to it, I've got this teal. I'm going to grab a few more, and then we'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with it. This is really cool. Ooh, it's really spraying and splashing. You can also put some in a water or like a spray bottle and squeeze that out as well. All right, put those up for a sec. Now, here's the way I am going to tackle this. I'm now going to grab the cellophane or the wrapper that this painting came in, and I'm going to throw it on the top of it and begin pushing the paint around. Okay, so where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Every painting usually comes in a cellophane wrapper. So we just kind of take it apart, get it big, put it on top of the paint. Again, this art is messy. Art is messy. Woo. And I'm putting it over the top. Okay, now I'm pushing the paint through the cellophane by moving it around with my hands, and I'm shoving it out towards the edge. And meanwhile, if you can see it, all these colors start coming together in a really interesting way. Now you could do this on your dining room table, but just remember to put down some plastic because it does get really, really messy. And I'm just going to keep pushing that around. And the more I scrunch this up, the paint will find little channels to get into, and so it's kind of fun. So I'm going to need quite a bit more paint, but you get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and work this with a bunch more colors, maybe some purples, and fill in some of these holes, fill in the holes with some various different colors, and then I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to let it dry for a couple of hours. Now I can expedite it by taking a hairdryer and blowing over the top. But you know, it's got plastic over the top, so it does seal it a little bit. If you take 24 hours, it's even better. Then we pull the plastic off and see what we have. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to go get some more paint. I'll be back and we'll just see how much paint it's going to take to cover this thing. Woo! Man, all right. Okay, I'm now back in with a few more weird colors, some blues, and some fun drips and drops. Nice. Pull that back a ways. Hit some more with that. Oh, I see we've got big puddles there. Lots of paint that we can move around here. Now I'm going to lift that up a little and smush it around. You might want to wear gloves for this kind of thing, but I'm just doing it for fun. Woo! There's my canvas. Another thing would be to use a flat piece of plastic or a kind of a wedge. Okay, I now have a kind of a smoothing thing. It's just basically an old magnet off of the refrigerator, but I'm just pulling it around. You could use a piece of cardboard, whatever. Begin to spread that paint around because you don't want it so thick that it won't dry. There. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now I'm overlapping a little bit. Oh, there we go. Art is messy. I know, right now you're thinking I'm crazy. I gotta be a little bit crazy. Need some more of that purple. Ooh, that's beautiful. Okay, out to the corner. Pull that. See, if I pull that off even at this stage, it looks pretty darn cool. The more wrinkles you have, the more patterns emerge from the canvas. Push, 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 push that paint out. Woo! Okay, now we'll pull it into the corner. Here we go. pulling the paint into the corner over here. Wow, why I ever nailed my snow pants. We've got about 3 feet of snow right now up here in McCall, so, and the studio is not all that warm, so I wear a snowsuit a long time. I'm gonna cut this. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I want to get to the good stuff. Not that this isn't absolutely the most fun you can have. Okay, good. There, okay. Fun splashes of purple. I love it. Put the plastic bag down. Move it around a little bit. Shove it to the corner. Okay, just about there. Woo! That's exciting. Okay. I'm thinking at this point I'm going to put a little bit of gold metallic acrylic paint in here. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, here's a little bit of this gold. And I'm just going to now throw some underneath. Wow, that's really cool. All right, throwing that underneath and checking to see how thick some of my spots are, which it appears that I've got a few serious puddles, but I'm going to get that. And I can add this gold paint, which is again the chroma from, oh no, it's the molten metals from chroma. And so you can add to that after this dries. Okay, at this point I'm putting on some fresh crinkled cellophane because I can't see through the other stuff. It just got too mucked up. So I'm now going to, I've got a fresh piece, and now I can move that beautiful gold stuff around and fill in some of the holes a little bit. And this one's nicely crinkled, so that should give me a really cool texture. I put a huge slab of teal right in here, and I'm going to move this wonderful grassy green, spring green color around. Here's some of that blue. Where was that big puddle? Right there. Good. All right. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so great. Okay, now, I think that's all we're going to do. And then I'll take a hairdryer, dry it, and come back. Okay, well, we made a huge mess in the studio, but hopefully it will be worth it in the long run. We've covered the canvas with some acrylic paint, and now we're going to let it dry for maybe about an hour. And we should be done, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. Okay, it's time for our big reveal. The painting actually sat overnight and dried, and then I pulled the plastic off a little bit ahead of you. At that point, I realized it needed just a few more splashes of color, and so I grabbed the chroma molten metal in the copper tone, poured some in a pan, took my fingers, put them in, and splashed some copper across the canvas in various spots. Made a couple of adjustments when you weren't looking, but I think you'll figure it out. Let's take a look at what we ended up with. And here it is. I'm really excited. It's so beautiful. I would hang this by itself without anything else put on it. But we're going to go ahead and do a really exciting portrait of a golden retriever cream color named Mochi. If you would like to see a few examples of some of my other styles of dog portraits, feel free to go on to my Etsy site. And you can also catch several of my videos on YouTube. Please subscribe and you'll be able to help us make some more. It's free, and I will see you in our next time together as we put the dog on the canvas. Thanks so much for watching. Oh no! Don't you like my theme song? No, I guess not. Ow. Oh!